Tell me how you feel. Hey, hashtag get down and do this for real. Tell me how you feel. Hey, hashtag get down and do this for real. Tell me how you feel. Hey, hashtag get down and do this for real. Tell me how you feel. Hey, hashtag get down and do this for real. There she lays, never denied since the move to watch her focus on the slide so she can ride the man that's born to be sexified. Study my flicks if only chicks knew the mix for better brands. When power lands, the sister had other plans. The plot is set for her to wed, giving her dad's permission to marry the next porcelain in his position. Overprotective, the objective is to never leave her. Taking the street, who packed the heat? Now meet the Black Caesar. Bought her diamonds and furs, silky jammies isn't hers, but deep down I think a simple man she prefers. Every kiss was a death wish, every plan was a letdown. Stopping the tears, she pulls over by the playground. Clearing the vision, spots a game through the schoolyard fence. Sneakers squeaking, ball bouncing, looking so intense. Now since her hobby was photography with nothing to do, cool, she takes a flick or two. Tell me how you feel. Hey, hashtag get down and do this for real. Tell me how you feel. Hey, hashtag get down and do this for real. Tell me how you feel. Hey, hashtag get down and do this for real. Tell me how you feel. Hey, hashtag get down and do this for real.
So usually a key aspect of a hidden gem is I make them very affordable. Not cheap, but affordable. And in this case, this is probably going to be one of the most expensive hidden gems that I've done all year. Like close to the area of Glen Rice. Because Glen Rice was like 20,000 when I did put up his video. And and speaking of that, I see just a fucking snipe bid waiting to be fucking pounced on. Onyx Iceman, Onyx George Gervin. And this is, it's very doable, right? Because he's I'm going to quote the person that inspired me to do this video on him. He is 40,000, right? If you're patient, you can find him for about 20. And since the market crash that's happened since the Ruby packs, you can definitely find him for about 20. I got this bidded one. I ended up getting him for about 15. On Throwback Thursday, you can find one for about 20. Way doable. You can get that. For that amount of MT, for a go-to overall 92 overall scorer for your team, that you can just run the ball through for every possession to score, it is more than worth it for a go-to on your team. The only, assuming you saw him key stats, the only wrong part, the bad part about him that I didn't like is just they didn't give him badges. Them didn't respect him with the badges. The badges that I ended up giving him, because he only have 3 extra slots, were Acrobat, Deadeye, and Posterizer. That is it. That is all he needs to score and to start the game.
And boom goes the dynamite.
He's already... The man is already doing exactly what this card isn't supposed to do, make 3-pointers. And that's what makes this card so overpowered, because George Gervin, you just need to get him the ball on the break every single time. Find him back every time you are running. It don't matter if you're running or in a half-court set, just find him. But when you're running, there is no other person to give the ball to. That is about it. And if you're a play runner, here I'll call out the 12 quick play just to get a screen in front of him for a free jump shot and watch Ice go to work. Now that does relate back to what I was saying originally. George Gervin really could not shoot that well. He was doing finger rolls from the free throw line and shit. So the fact that they made this card able to shoot over 3 people, matter of fact, is just a cheat, because now he can score in every single manner possible. Not to mention he's a finishing god, and if you go baseline, you're probably going to dunk on everybody. I do not endorse cheese, but this card can probably cheese you to victory in all reality. And George Gervin was the first legend I ever faced. In 2K13, when I did face a George Gervin, he gave me 40 points. He finished every layup, everything possible, and I learned about him as one of the first legends ever. And look at this shit, yo. He is just... Hold that shit, Mello. He is pulling up at the top of the key. This is why I recommend him. You can run the ball through him in any scenario, on the break or in the half court. And if you run plays, he's even worse, because then you can get him shots without even having the ball in his hands. It's too much. It's genuinely too much with this card. And he's very fun to use, because yeah, it's one of those cards that you kind of can't stop. And Kobe, none of that flopping shit. Gerv don't play that. Get up off the ground. Perfect release. And he has an easy form. It's an easy form. And it's not long. It's not long at all. Kobe, how do you want it this time?
And boom goes the dynamite.
Looking at the Mamba in him eyes and pulling up for 3-pointers. That's how good it is. How can I even describe how good of a scorer this card is? And then that is why I said when those double teams come, because you're going to run the ball through him at any given time. When the double teams start coming, which they will, especially if you're in the baseline area where you have so many options. Fading over 3 people though. Seriously. Seriously, what do you want from this card any more than that? Like, once you, that's what the third jump shot you've seen me make over multiple people. And like I said, when these double teams come and you just swing the ball a couple of times and you can't find the shot, you see the double team coming again and you just go baseline. I don't recommend cheese, but in the baseline area, this card is unstoppable because if you're not going to make the jump shot, you're going to make the layup unless he's completely tired. And then when the double team comes and you find somebody open, is a score. Like, if you genuinely have one of those budget teams, because this is not a budget series, it's a hidden gem series. But if you have one of those teams that isn't filled with superstars and you need a go-to, this is the card. This is the card because it's affordable and it does everything. Everything. Find it back on the break and we finish over anybody. It's too easy. He did and this is all stuff that he did in his career. And when I said that him couldn't shoot, he really couldn't shoot because his jump shot was weird. Everybody used to talk about how Ice's jump shot was just weird. And by the way, if you're going in on baseline or in anywhere in general and you get cut off, that spin jump shot is his shit. You just double tap X and hold it as if you were doing a spin layup, but instead you go up for the jump shot. And here you just see the 90 driving dunk kicking. Because, no, I think in the beginning that his key stats in the mid-range area were about an 88 and an 86 standing moving mid-range and an 84 standing three-pointer. That is just what makes him disgusting because George Gervin couldn't really shoot. He really had a nasty jump shot. That's why I said he used to do finger rolls from the fucking free throw line. But the fact that them to make this card able to shoot is what is just going to make him. He's the motor. That's what's going to make him the motor. Look at this shit. The fact that I'm making most of his shots out on the perimeter rather than finishing is amazing. And now speaking of finishing, he's going to grab it, run the break on him own, go by, spin off Dwight, go up, and one! Did you see the change? Did you see the change? Talk shit to him.
The black is set to see the dawn, stepping with 2 briefcases full. My son, you bless your people when you conquer like Hannibal. When I was about your age, I ran the numbers for money. A picture of him and John Gotti hanging in the study.
Onyx Ice, for lack of a better word, is just fucking cold. He is cold, all pun intended. And like I did mention, yo, if you need a go-to scorer on your team, and if you just want a fun new player to try, it's probably Onyx George Gervin. He's not asking for too much with him price, and he is worth so much more than price. He's one of those players in my team at this point where I don't know why he's actually not worth more, because it's like an Onyx Oscar Robertson case. His stats are there, the player is there, like you can do well with him, but the price isn't up there. I don't know why. I really don't know why. I did not go out and drop 60 with him in this game because I feel like that is in career high or something like that. But I ran the ball through him on every possession, and I'm going to show you him stats in the box score in just about a minute. In closing words, really, I think I've said all that needs to be said already about this card. There's everything that you need to know. When you're driving, I do recommend going in the free throw line baseline area because that's when he's the deadliest. When driving and you get cut off, you spin back jumper. If you have somebody slower than you, because he has 90 speed and quickness as well. If you have someone slower than you, call for a pick, take a fading jump shot, do a step back, do one of those step backs to create space and take a jump shot because we know how overpowered step backs are in this game. If you're in the baseline area, go for the drive. If you get bumped, like I said, spin off. If you get double teamed, you kick out to a shooter. That's about it. That's really about it. And that you're in the free throw line, high pick and roll, you're going to take a fading jump shot, or you're going to go in and finish and dunk, or get a foul. And when you're in transition, look for him every single time. And I do recommend, seriously, Acrobat, Posterizer, and Deadeye. I don't know why I'm doing have Acrobat because he was the king of layups. I don't know why George fucking Gervin do have Acrobat. So give him that, give him Posterizer for him 90 driving dunk, and Deadeye makes his jump shot fucking beautiful. Now in him box score, I run the ball through him on every single him did get the ball every time down the court, right? 42 points, 4 and 6. Those successes came straight off of double teams. Now the key thing I wanted to mention was 18 of 31 field goals. Now in hidden gem videos, you'd usually see me go a lot more efficient from that. But the point is, I ran the ball through him on every single possession. 18 of 31 is more than fair. You made 18, you missed 13, and a lot of them were open because I just have him in the game so long, him did start get tired, and stamina was a problem. So, and other than that, 3 or 4 from the 3-point line from George Gervin, who couldn't shoot 3-pointers. So now, this is just me going back to saying, if you need a go-to scorer, go and get him. And half of the people that watch these videos just want a fun new player to try, go and get him. And I hope this video doesn't make him price shoot back up because that would be highly annoying. So yeah, Onyx Iceman. Go and try him. No.